Americans. This is Cameron L. Abington, Podcast versus the World, and all your podcasting locations, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Like and subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask. Like and subscribe. That's all we ask. We ain't asking for much. Sponsored by Doobie Energy Drink. Do the Doobie Do. Go to doobie.gg. Use code Podcast versus the World for 10% off your order. rss.com/podcast versus the world. You'll see it on my bottom banners, I guess what they call it at the bottom there. If you want to email the show and ask any questions or comments, it's podcast versus world 76 at gmail.com. If you saw the title of this episode, it's called My List, My Shit List. Let's just be honest about it. So lately, I've been seeing a lot of people who I used to really admire. I was really fans of some of these people, and I'm just disgusted now. And I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the disconnect is, what's going on. I don't know where all this shit's coming from. It just makes you wonder, have you always felt this way and we just didn't realize it? If you didn't know, I do TikTok. I do TikToks. Drive for 10 to get it in, baby. Trying to get to 10,000. We're at 5,200, somewhere around there. And I just sit back and I'm just like, what is going on in this world? What is going on? I've been seeing all the racist tropes on TikTok, but today we're talking about certain celebrities not really looked up to, but I really liked, and I'm like, why are you such assholes now? Like, what the hell happened? Like, what happened? Let's start with one. There's a couple I didn't expect. Let's start with Dean Cain. So remember Dean Cain? He played Superman. I think wasn't he on Superman and Lois, or Lois and Superman, what the hell that show was called. You know, played Superman. Now he's an ICE agent. Like, we're supposed to be proud of that. ICE, who breaks up families, the new Gestapo. We're supposed to be proud of this piece of shit sitting here saying he's an ICE agent. And I'm like, what do you get out of it? So there's no movies, nobody wanted you to act, so now you're gonna be a fake cop or whatever, ICE agent. Like, we're supposed to be proud of that point. I'm saying you're a piece of shit. I think you're a piece of crap. Um, what the fuck? What are you thinking? Like, I don't understand. Like, how bad does it have to be for you to, you know, I remember 9/11 happened. There was a lot of people who went to the military. You're like, okay, they're serving the better good of America. What does this serve? So people, like, this is the kind of shit, like, when you sit here and you find out some of your favorite actors and how they feel, and you look at the damage ICE is doing to families, taking people from just working class people, just people who want to go to work. They're not causing trouble, you know, and they sit here and they just take them out of Home Depot, you know, all because we have a racist chief of staff, Stephen Miller, his piece of shit ass. We got him running around sitting there saying, "Oh, well, you gotta grab him. We gotta get 3,000." And Trump doesn't say a word. Now, there's been discussions that Trump didn't really appreciate it, but he's the president. So whatever happens on his watch is on his watch. He did it. If you condone it, if you don't say anything about it, you're condoning it. He ain't said a word. He ain't stopped it. They're still doing it. Doing the same shit. They say, "Oh, we're just getting the gangbangers and all this," and it's like, how many gangbangers you think are there in America? They've arrested over, what is it, 200,000 or 300,000 people, something like that, some kind of crazy number. I couldn't remember. It's something crazy. And then you have the nerve to sit here and you have the nerve to now you're becoming an ICE agent. Like, we're supposed to be proud of that point. You get my point? So that's the first piece of shit on my list. Now maybe he was always a piece of shit. Maybe he always was like that. I don't know his views. Obviously he's a MAGA, so he's one of those nut jobs on the MAGA side. They ain't all nut jobs, but most of them. I mean, there's a lot of them. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Well, let's just be honest. There are a lot of nut jobs on the. There's conservatives, there's Republicans, and then there's MAGA. Yeah, those are two different things, man. There's two different things. So my second one on my shit list is Dr. Phil. This tore me up because people you know me personally know I love Dr. Phil now. I watch him, Dr. Phil. I've watched him for years. All his kooky sayings and shit. His old hillbilly attitude towards shit. But I love Dr. Phil. I love watching him. But I had lost touch with Dr. Phil. And I'd seen him on some things when he was agreeing with Trump, and I'm like, okay, all right, interesting. But then here's a good one. I watched one of his new podcast shows, and he's out here running with ICE. I'm like, well, ain't that some shit? I said, okay, let me watch this. So they grabbed this one Mexican dude. And so Dr. Phil, Mr. Tough Guy from Texas, comes up to him. Ugh, ugh. Where were you born? Where you from? Where were you born? So the guy tells him, are you illegal? And just berating this guy. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with Dr. Phil? So he goes on Bill Maher's show this last Friday. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a very interesting clip. And Bill Maher asked him, why would you go with somebody who they're breaking up families? And Dr. Phil, hold on now. Don't you say that about me. What if they were a drunk driver and they break and Bill Maher's like, we're not talking about drunk drivers, we're talking about ICE. Dr. Phil stumbled over his words and well, I don't like all that. And Bill Maher looks at him and says, hold on. I don't like hunting. You don't see me go on hunting trips. We're finding out the hard way with a lot of people we admire. I put Dr. Phil in the Hulk Hogan category in this kind of way I kind of process in my mind. Here's how I feel about it. Dr. Phil, the character, is a good man. Just like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was one of my favorite wrestlers as a kid. I like Hulk Hogan. I like Hulk Hogan. Kind of cartoony for me, but I still liked him, right? Just like I like Dr. Phil. He's not a real doctor. I don't believe he is. But hey, we like Dr. Phil. America liked Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil's about bringing families together. Well, not anymore. He's running with ICE and has no problem with it and will defend it. And will defend it about why he runs with ICE. And you sit back, you're like, but, but we got to remember when the man we see as Dr. Phil's out there doing shit is actually Phil McGraw. Phil McGraw's a piece of shit. Dr. Phil's a great man. Phil McGraw's a piece of shit. Just like Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, is a great man, all American. Jerry Bollea is a piece of shit. And sometimes we have to separate the character from the real person. And that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of how I feel with Dr. Phil and Hulk Hogan. So Dr. Phil goes with these ICE agents, then has a nerve to defend them. Now listen, there's stuff I don't agree with what they're doing to them, giving their names and all that kind of shit. That's not right. These guys just doing their job. But what they're doing, they're not catching criminals anymore, people. This immigration shit for the birds. They're not catching criminals. What they're doing is they're getting people who are just working, trying to make it in America, and they're putting them in these prison camps like we're supposed to be happy about it. Like we're supposed to be just laughing and giggling. Oh, that. Oh, they're protecting America. See, there's a bigger story behind that too. There's another one I didn't think about. See, what they thought was for this immigration. Let me go on a little sidebar. This immigration one, they didn't want white girls messing with these Mexicans or blacks. And two, they thought black people was gonna jump in there and jump back into the fields. They actually thought that shit. Diet Dr. Pepper. Zero sugar. Not a sponsor. Need to be. Need to be. They thought black folks about to jump in there. Hmm. Wrong again. Wrong again. There was actually farmers that thought that. I actually saw videos. Farmers thought, oh yeah, we get these black folks, they'll come on back and they'll jump in them fields. No, not happening. So that's number two on the shit list. Phil McGraw. Not Dr. Phil. We love Dr. Phil. Phil McGraw is a piece of shit. And he needs to re-examine what he's doing to families. Because one day he's going to come up and he'll ask for forgiveness. One day he'll sit there and he'll think about what he's done. I think Phil McGraw may not be much of a shithead as I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll see. I think he'll figure out what he's doing is wrong. He'll ask for forgiveness. We're America. We'll give it to him. Maybe he'll come on and say, "Hey, I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. I shouldn't have done that to those people. You know, what they did was wrong." But we'll see. We'll see. And number three is Bruce Pearl. This piece of shit. I think he coaches at Auburn now, basketball coach. It's the funny shit. So he goes on an interview and he says Barack Obama was the one that started the problems between blacks and whites. The racial divide. I think is how you put it. You gotta be effing kidding me. You made your living off the backs of black players and they have the nerve to talk about the only black president we ever had. You want to talk shit. You pulling a Tommy Tuberville. You don't have heard of him. He's a senator, Republican, made his life, his career off the backs of black players, and then comes out and does the shit he does as a Republican senator against black folks that he supposedly cared about. Because you have to understand how they get these black players to come to their school. You have to understand. What they do is they go to the families, because you have to remember, a lot of these kids ain't never been from home. And they say, ma'am, I'll protect your son like he's one of my own. That's what they all do. That's what they do. A lot of times when a player picks a coach, right, it's about feeling at home. The family member has to feel like, okay, he's going to take care of my son or my daughter. Okay, all right, all right. I trust you, coach. You're going to do the right thing for my family. You're going to do the right thing. But now this piece of shit, Bruce Pearl, if I was a if I had a kid playing ball, Bruce Pearl came up to me, I'd probably chase him out of my yard. Now, you can say a lot of things about Barack Obama. You can say he was an establishment president. Remember during the housing bubble, he took care of Wall Street instead of Main Street, right? Okay, I don't have a problem with saying that's true. He took care of Wall Street and didn't work on and help Main Street, right? If you don't remember the housing bubble, people getting kicked out of their houses, and there's a lot of shit going on. If you want to make that criticism, go ahead. If you want to say the way he deported people, because he did his job, he deported people the right way. This is what Trump doesn't understand, the right way. He deported people, what is he, 3 million people he deported? Something like that. I think that's the number. Did it the right way, as far as we know. I've never heard anybody say he did it the wrong. I've never heard anybody say, well, he wasn't given due process or anything. I never heard that. He never heard of him about breaking up families and, being a Gestapo like this, like our president is now. So you don't see that. So it's a little different, right? But you can say a lot about Barack Obama, but when did he cause racial strife between the two races? When did he? I haven't seen that. Now, if Bruce Pearl went on there and he said that Trump was doing the same thing and he was against America and he was how to put it, He was breaking up America with his stuff. I apologize if he made that point. But what the clip I saw, that's not what he said. So Bruce Pearl, you're a piece of shit too, and no black player should ever go back to his school. Black players need to just walk away. Well, fuck him. He ain't the only game in town. Auburn ain't that good anyway. What are we talking about? I can't believe the other alumni of Auburn hadn't come up and said, "Man, what the hell are you doing? You got one job, coach, not talk. Coach. Nobody gives a shit about your opinion." Now, if you're a top recruit, you think Auburn is going to be on the list, huh? Yeah, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. That's real talk. I mean, it's just crazy to me about these people coming out, and there's more of them. I mean, we want to talk about Roseanne Barr saying Trump was brought by God. Are you what the hell kind of you know? And I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? Right? I mean, I could say Roseanne Barr, but it's like she said Trump was bought by God. God does some stuff. He has mysterious ways, and maybe sometimes you gotta go through a lot of hell to get a little bit of heaven. What am I saying? Maybe God did bring us Trump to show us what it's like. Be America's not like everybody else, but sometimes you need to be told, and you can tell somebody, but sometimes they got to be showed. This is what happens when absolute power corrupts absolutely. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And maybe now, of course, she didn't mean that. She meant that literally, like, oh God, Trump came down from the sky and he's going to save us. No, no, no. What he may have done is unite more people against him. You know, I mean, there's Republicans. I said you watched the live. I do lives Monday through Friday, which I should be doing here in a few minutes. If you watch the live, I've had conservatives on here saying, nah, he ain't my cup of tea. I don't like Trump. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I had one last Friday said, I'm not with it. All I can sit there and say is, huh, that's interesting. So that's four people on the shit list. Trust me, the list will get bigger. We will add on. There'll be some other star that will say something stupid. And everybody need to get off. Who's the girl wearing the Eagle brand jeans or whatever? American Eagle jeans. I don't care. Sydney Sweeney. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You can be a Republican. I don't. Being a Republican is not a problem. This MAGA shit's a problem. MAGA's far right. I'm sorry. They're not conservative for one. They're far right for two. A lot of these fuckers are really against America. They're really not for American values. They're against the Constitution. And we're supposed to sit here and take this seriously. What the hell's going on? Now, Sydney Sweeney says something stupid that she needs to get corrected on. I sure will jump her ass. I'll be the next one. Not literally jump her ass. I bet you a lot of you would, though. She's a pretty girl. Pretty girl. But we're not talking that way. We don't talk that way here. Come on now, get your minds out the gutter. So I will tell her what I think, but I don't think I have a problem with her. You know, if you voted for Trump, I don't have a problem with you. My problem is when people say stupid shit or they do stupid shit, right? Dean Cain, don't get it. Dr. Phil, breaking up families. You're supposed to be the guy who brings families together. You're the one breaking them up now. What the hell's going on? Right? Right? You get what I'm saying? You know, uh, Oklahoma lost a wide receiver today. Anyway. But, I mean, that's real talk. That's real talk. And then you look at Bruce Pearl, just coach basketball. It's like you're trying to alienate people. Like, I don't know what is going on with people lately, just trying to alienate. I don't get it. I don't get. Maybe there's something bigger going on I'm not catching. It all trying to cover up for Trump and whatever. I don't know. But Bruce Pearl, you're a piece of shit. Roseanne Barr, not for sure yet. Yeah, you're probably a piece of shit. Dr. Phil broke my heart. But Phil McGraw, you're a piece of shit. Dean Kane, go to fucking hell. You're a piece of shit also. This is Podcast versus the World. My name is Cameron Lavington. Like and subscribe if you like the content. Sorry this was such a cussing tirade. We'll talk over some other things next time. Just one of those things I need to get off my chest. It was on my mind. I said I need to talk about it. So fuck it. I'm gonna talk about it. Now, next time we do a show, it won't be so curse driven filled. I'll calm down. All right. You guys have a great night. May God bless you. May God bless America. We'll get out of this. We got three and a half. Oh, we can do 3.5 years, but we'll see what happens. May God bless you. May God bless America. Abington out.